Hey guys, No Gas Nico here. As promised, we are going to install panel number 2. I have just arrived. Renogy 100 watt panel. Got my positive and negative there. And on the back here we have our aluminum fins for mounting. They have holes in them. And I'm going to show you how I did this. Basically, Super Strut. I'm going to put bolts through here, through the holes on these fins, and we're going to go ahead and bolt this on each side, and then I'm going to use clamps to clamp it to my pole. So first thing I got to do, this was left over from my last piece, and I'm going to move the camera so you can kind of see where it's lining up, and then I have to cut a piece from a 10-foot piece I had to pick up today. So just got back from the store, picked up a 10-foot piece. It's about 40 inches. You can measure and cut it to length, however long you want. If you want it a little bit shorter so you can reduce weight, you can do that. But I go ahead and usually do it about the full length, but this piece right here is a little shorter than full length. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece equal to the length of this one, and then mount them the same on both sides so the weight can be balanced. All right, let me move the camera. All right, you can see here with these holes and these holes, basically what I do is I line it up here. I go ahead and put a bolt through the back with a nut, washers, lock nut washers, and get this attached here. And I'll do the same on this side. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and lay this on top of the other one. And then I'm going to use a Sharpie to mark it. And I'm going to use my saw, which I gotta get a battery for it. I'm gonna put a battery in her. I'm gonna use my saw to cut it the length and then attach it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that and get things ready, and then I'm gonna show you me attaching it. All right, so what we have here, got a 5/16 hex bolt with a nut, 2 5/6" washers, flat washers, and 1 locking washer. So what I'm going to do is put a washer behind here. Then I'm going to stick the bolt. Move this down so you guys can see it a little better. So I'm going to put the bolt through here. You want it 5/16 because that fits just about perfect in these holes. If you go any small or bigger than that, you're going to have to put a drill or file to make these larger. I did that on my other panel. I learned the hard way. So 5/16 is the way to go. And I'm going to put another washer on this so it'll actually cover the Super Strut. That way it's not going to pull through. Take a lock washer and then finish it off with the nut. I don't want to get it to where the washer is not falling into the hole, just like that. And I'm going to continue through and do all 4 of these. All right, there you go. Have these. Now I'm going to go get a wrench and a nut driver to tighten these up. Okay, with the 5/16 bolt and nut, what you want, a 1/2" combination wrench and a deep well. You may get away with a regular size socket, but I like using a deep well because this does stick out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take my wrench, hold it here, make sure that's going the right way, and use my little DeWalt impact to make sure you get that locking washer flat. And it's pretty flat. I'll take a picture of it. Once it's flat, you don't need to tighten it anymore. You'll overdo it. Do the same thing with all 4. There you go. The Unistrut is on securely, nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. So let's move on to the next part, getting it up on the rack. Okay, I'm struggling a little bit with these Super Strut clamps, but may just have to be modified a little bit to get them to fit. One on one side, one on the other side. And I think I got her figured out. Okay. Now that's one's on, I'll be able to get the other side on. Drop my bolt, and what I had to do with these, they're not the same ones as I put on there. I got those from Home Depot, and I got these from Lowe's, so I don't know if they're just using just a different supplier that causes them to be not fit right. But what I had to do is actually take this and bend this ear down like that. Take this here, bend it down to where these will actually come closer together on the bottom. And man, I've been struggling with this. So let's see if much better it works here. Man, I really struggled with these clamps. These are the ones from Lowe's. Home Depot was out of the 2-inch clamps, so I went to Lowe's to get them so I can finish installing this and finish this video. I will be changing these to the Home Depot clamps that actually fit better as soon as Home Depot replenishes their supplies. But man, this made it really, really tough, and I struggled quite a bit through this process. Ha! Success! All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. And you can see this one's a little taller, so I'm going to try to slide it down and match the other one. But I don't have a whole lot of play in these bolts, so we'll see what I can do. There we go. That was harder than it should have been. So let me bring it around the front so you can see this. There are my two panels now side by side. And you can see here I have room for probably 3 more. So there's 2. Next step, come back around here. I need to take these cables, I'm going to run them behind here, and I need to get a little jumper to go from here to my second set here. So I don't need a very long cable. So what I'm probably going to do is make a little jumper that's maybe about 18 inches long to come over here. So let's go ahead and let's get that done. Okay, I decided to go about 24 inches, and what you need to do is you have your MC4 connectors, and then we have the connectors that go inside of them. So you have a male and a female, then male and female. So usually you buy a kit that has these tools, and you use this tool to push it in here, and that will release these. And this is good for when you're working on your solar system as well. So let me kind of show you up close how that works. So once this is clipped in, these parts clip in. So this tool here, you just push it in this little slot, and it makes it easy. So first things first, what I want to do is I want to put a male and a female on each end for a jumper wire. If you put male to male, it's not going to work. So when it comes to these connectors, okay, this is a male, this is a female. So they go like this. Now, the ferrules that go inside, the female goes in the male side, and then the male goes in the female side. It has to be this way. All solar panels come like this. So if you switch these and put them in these, it's not going to work. It won't plug in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the positive first. We're going to go ahead and strip off some of the end. You know, probably about that much. Be on both sides. Okay. You will need a crimping tool. I bought an entire kit from Amazon, and this is specifically made for these connectors and for these here. And you just crimp it until it locks, and it'll release itself. Don't crimp it and think you're done and it doesn't open, and then you're trying to open it yourself. You want to crimp it till you feel that click, that little hardened bottom, and then it'll open itself. So we're going to do the male. So let's get our pieces back together. So here's these parts. So usually what I like to do is I fit them in. So this is male, so I need the female end. So I'm going to unscrew this. We're going to run the cap on the wire. This has a nice little grommet there. So, but we're not going to do this yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this in here, like that. And then what I'm going to do, I like to take these ends right here, push them in, because for some reason they're flared out and they don't want to crimp. So then you take your crimping tool right here. Now what you do is you put it in here like this to where it sits in there like that, and you crimp it and you squeeze it until it clicks all the way. Nice and crimped. That's not going anywhere. So now we take the MC4 connector. You're going to feel it click in place, not going out. Now you'll have a white grommet in there that seals it. So when you're going to hear clicking, that's those little plastic pieces pushing tight together. I'm going to do it all the way until that's flush. Now I have a nice good connection. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Put this through. That through. Pinch these. For some reason, I got these from Amazon and they're not in the right spot. So I'm going to lay it right here, like that, and then give it a good squeeze until it clicks. And let's go. That thing is clamped on there. Good. So same thing. Take this end, push it till it clicks, and it's not coming out. Tighten the end. Now I just made my positive jumper wire. Now these things should be able to, I can click it together. Obviously that does nothing but close a loop. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. Two jumper wires. Let's go set up my panel. All right, just started a screen recorder on my app to show me what wattage, and right now the sun's going down, so I'm not pulling very much. I'm only pulling 4 watts off this one panel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my positive cable. Here's my positive cable, and then I'm just going to find the end that's going to mate up. So here's my red, here's my positive. They always put black for both cables coming off solar panels. And you can run all black, but I would suggest you label them. I did red because it makes it easy for me. So I'm going to connect my positive there, and then I'm going to connect my negative here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect them to my combiner box. So I'll come down here, I'm going to go behind this guy here, and I'm going to put my negative on negative. And when I put positive to positive, right now I'm showing 4 watts. As soon as I plug it in, give it a second to update. I just jumped to 8 watts. I'm gonna put the recording up so you guys can see that. So there you go, start to finish, adding a panel that's nice and flush, and it's currently generating power. Of course, the sun is way over there. I don't have a tracking to track the sun, even though it's nice, powerful sun. If these things were all tilted this way, I'd probably be pushing a couple 100 watts or 150 watts. But right now, I'm pushing 8 watts because of, well, the sun is setting. So there you go. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Again, No Gas Nico. I hope this was helpful, and stay tuned because we're going to be expanding this even more. And I'm thinking I'm going to play around with a sun tracking device that has no power, no controllers. So we can track the sun with these panels very easily. Coming in the future, I don't know when I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a prototype. But all right, again, thanks for watching, and God bless.